all of you to this Maitri Milan, that is Satsang, Bhakti Yoga, unraveling the secret of emotional mastery. Start with chanting of Bhakti Yoga, Shloka Sangraha. Vasudeva Sutam
Vasutam Devam
Kamsachanuramardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Mukam Karoti Vacharam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yat Krupatamaham Vande Paramanandamadhavam Atha Srimad-Bhagavad-Gita-so Bhakti-yoga-shloka-sangraha Chaturvidha bhajante maham jana sukrutinarjuna arto jignasarartharthi jnani cha bharatarshabha teja क्षमाधृतिः शौचम् अद्रोहो नातिमानिता भवन्ति सम्पदं दैवीम् अभिजातस्य भारत दम्भो दर्पोऽभिमानश्च क्रोधः पारुष्यमेव च अज्ञानं चाभिजातस्य पार्थसम्पदमासुरीम् दैवी सम्पद्विमोक्षाय निबन्धाय सुरीमता मा शुचः सम्पदं दैवीम् अभिजातोऽसि पाण्डवा नान्तोऽस्ति मम दिव्यानां विभूतीनां परन्तप येषतोद्देशतः प्रोक्तः विभूतेर्विस्तरो मया श्रीभगवानुवाच यद्यद्विभूतिमत्सत्त्वं श्रीमदूर्जितमेव वा तत्तदेवावगच्छत्वं मम तेजोंशसम्भवम् मय्येव मनाधत्स्व मयि बुद्धिं निवेशय निवसिष्यसि मय्येव अत ऊर्ध्वं न संशयः अर्जुन उवाच एवमेतद्यथार्थत्वम् आत्मानं परमेश्वर द्रष्टुमिच्छामि ते रूपम् ऐश्वरं पुरुषोत्तम श्रीभगवानुवाच न तु मां शक्यसे द्रष्टुम् अनेनैव स्वचक्षुषा दिव्यं ददामि ते चक्षुः पश्य मे योगमैश्वरम् सञ्जय उवाच एवमुक्त्वा ततो राजन् महायोगेश्वरो हरिः दर्शयामास पार्थाय परमं रूपमैश्वरम् अर्जुन उवाच किरीटिनं गदिनं चक्रिणं च तेजोराशिं सर्वतो दीप्तिमन्तं पश्यामि त्वां दुर्निरीक्ष्यं समन्तात् दीप्तानलार्कद्युतिमप्रमेयम् अदृष्टपूर्वं ऋषितेऽस्मि दृष्ट्वा भयेन च प्रव्यथितं मनो मे तदेव मे दर्शय देवरूपं प्रसीद देवेश जगन्निवासा श्रीभगवानुवाच सुदुर्दर्शमिदं रूपं दृष्टवानसि यन्मम देवा अप्यस्य रूपस्य नित्यं दर्शनकाङ्क्षिणः ब्रह्मभूतप्रसन्नात्मा न शोचति न काङ्क्षति समः सर्वेषु भूतेषु मद्भक्तिं लभते पराम् सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज अहं त्वा सर्वपापेभ्यः मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः अन्तकाले च मामेव स्मरन् मुक्त्वा कलेवरं यः प्रयाति समद्भावं याति नास्त्यत्र संशयः आब्रह्मभुवनां लोकाः पुनरावर्तिनोऽर्जुन मामुपेत्य तु कौन्तेय पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते तेषामहं समुद्धर्ता मृत्युसंसारसागरात् भवामि न चिरात् पार्थ मय्यावेशितचेतसाम् ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे भक्तियोगश्लोकसङ्ग्रहः हरिः ॐ तत्सत् श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु। So today's topic is Bhakti Yoga, to unravel the secret of emotional mastery. You all are by now aware that Swami Vivekananda has expanded the vision of yoga from mere Patanjali yoga to 4 streams of yoga: Jnana Yoga, Raja Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Karma Yoga. In my series of earlier talks, we covered the Jnana Yoga. And we take Bhagavad Gita as the basis. And all 4 paths lead to the same goal. Whether you work with the intellect or you work with the emotions or work with the willpower or work with the action. All these lead to the same goal. What is that goal? It's called in Jnana Yoga Moksha, Brahma Nirvana. Patanjali called it Kaivalya. In scientific terms, you can say pure consciousness, absolute. You can call it as reality. And what is that which is called as moksha? A state you are free from all bondages. What are the bondages? Bondage of stresses, tensions, diseases, pain, misery, everything is out. Then bondage of the mind. What is the bondage of the mind? Continuously mind goes on thinking and thinking and thinking. Since you get up in the morning till night, mind goes on thinking. You ask the mind to stop thinking? No. Then the bondage of emotions. You're all tossed up and down in emotional upsurges. Good emotions, bad emotions, all that. You are tortured by the bad emotions. Anger, greed, jealousy, hatred, infatuation, all these things. What is the bondage of the intellect? We have very limited knowledge. We have wrong knowledge. We have distorted knowledge. That's the bondage of the intellect. So we have all these bondages at the body level, mind level, emotional, intellect. What is the body level bondage? We have to keep the body going with food, water, everything. And we cannot have the body expanded. It's a good thing. And you cannot make the body very small. And we are all bound by gravitational forces. We cannot levitate, we cannot fly. So all these bondages can be overcome. Yes. That's what yoga tells us. That's the state called moksha. It's a state of infinite freedom, absolute freedom, freedom from all bondages. It's a state of infinite bliss, infinite knowledge, infinite power. That's our original state. That's called moksha. So the goal of all streams of yoga is to rise from our normal level to become great human beings, superhuman beings, divine human beings, and reach that moksha itself. For that, we have to go on manifesting the divinity little by little, and reach that ultimate state. Bhakti yoga is the path of emotions that we are going to talk about in this particular series. It's a science of emotion culture. The goal is to gain mastery over the emotions. Unfortunately, in our entire education system, there is no component as to how we can deal with our emotions, how to gain control and mastery over our emotions. We don't have the component. We deal with the intellect. We make our mind faster, quicker mind, brilliant mind, intelligent mind, creative mind, faster. But we have no control. We all encounter various challenges in life, and particularly in the education system. So many attractions, sense attractions, which lure us, and we get slaves to the emotions. What is the result? You see the challenges that we are facing today in the student community. Drug culture, then alcohol addictions, various types of addictions, and ADHD, and uncontrolled speed of the mind, and obesity, all are on the increase. Why? We don't know how to deal with the emotions. Therefore, Bhakti Yoga is the most important component which has to be added into our education system. So, we selected 18 verses from different chapters of Bhagavad Gita to give the whole spectrum of the Bhakti Yoga. 18 shlokas that we chanted in the beginning. How are they arranged? In a systematic way, as in a thesis. Shloka number 1 talks about introduction to Bhakti Yoga. Shloka number 2 and 3 talks about how to move from the gross emotion to subtle emotion, from kama to prema. Then how to move from prema to the dimensions of bhakti. 4 shlokas, 4 to 7. Then when we go to the bhakti and start practicing the bhakti, how you get sakshatkara, saguna sakshatkara. Whichever God you have taken, you get the sakshatkara of that. That is, again, shloka number 8 to 13. Then saguna sakshatkara, you go to the nirguna sakshatkara. And that is shloka number 14. In shloka number 15, we talk about the characters of such a person who is in nirguna sakshatkara parabhakti, it's called. And the 16th verse talks about the state of the person when he is going to leave the body. At the time of death, what is his state of mind? What is he doing? You know. And when he leaves the body, how does he leave the body? And when he leaves the body, how he is going to reach, where he is going to reach, what is going to happen to him. All these things have been put systematically in the 18 verses. This I am trying to put forth in the form of the schematic. You can see, the first thing is we are all having good and the bad things, called Asuri Sampat and Daivi Sampat, positive and negative emotions. It is not that one person has all good qualities alone or bad qualities alone. Every one of us have both. It's a permutation combination. I may have 60% Daivi Sampat, 40% Asuri Sampat. Or I may have 80% bad qualities and 20% good qualities. Or I may have 30% good qualities, 70% bad qualities. So when we are born with this Asuri and Daivi Sampat together. So how we get into this thing? Because of our earlier karma. So all the things that we have done is stored in our memory store, in our Manomaya Vijnananandamaya Koshas, and when we come back as the Prarabdha Karma manifests. That Prarabdha Karma manifests as these two qualities. Now, what is called as good, what is called as bad, also I define. Then, what is to be done? Our Asuri Sampat should be reduced, Daivi Sampat should be developed. So the first step is to move from gross emotion to the subtle emotions. That is to move from kama to prema. What is the formula? Prema equals kama plus sacrifice, tyaga. Or giving and giving and giving. Something you must give every day. What you can give, if you have money, you can give money. Or you can give clothes, you can give food, you can give anything. Krishna says, Patram, Pushpam, Phalam, Toyam, Yome, Bhaktya Prayachati. Give a leaf, a flower, cup of water, anything. But it is the giving that is important than what you give. So, by bringing the dimensions of giving or sharing, you start moving in the path of Bhakti Yoga. That's the first step. So, when we are going to practice Bhakti Yoga, what is to be done? Every day you must give. Give it to your friend or anybody whom you meet there. For example, number of patients are here. They are called as participants, Arogalama participants, and give them. Somebody need a little help, you can give. Or some of your friends do not understand anatomy, physiology, you can teach them. So various ways by which you can give. You are coming a lot of dirt, a lot of plastic things are thrown here. You take that and put in the basket. So by various ways you learn to give. Tyaga. That's the dimension. Then you are moving from kama to prema. Prema is the real friendship. Normal friendship, always there is a sense of give and take. You are my good friend because we have some common likes and common dislikes. So you also like gulab jamun and he also likes gulab jamun. So you become gulab jamun friends. He likes pal paisam and he likes pal paisam also. They become pal paisam friends. You like Carnatic music and he also likes Carnatic music. You become Carnatic music friends. On common likes, we become friends. Or we become friends on common dislikes. He doesn't like her and he also doesn't like her. They become good friends. So this is how the friendship develops. An interesting thing happened many, many decades back. I was traveling from Kanyakumari to Delhi. No long thing, about 2.5 days or so. So in our compartment, we were all sitting. There was one person who went on criticizing the then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, and everybody keeping quiet. There was one person who was just walking from the previous compartment, and he heard, and he also came and sat. And both of them went on criticizing, and they become very good friends. The whole journey, they were talking about the negativity. So our friendship normally develops on common likes or common dislikes. So what is the result of that? We become good friends. Therefore, you are my good gulab jamun friend. So I will give you a nice party with lot of gulab jamun or pie palpai or this thing. But I expect that you also should give me. I will give you a party. You also should give me a party. If you don't give me the party, then our friendship breaks. Once I will tolerate, okay, you are not given, it's okay. But again, I'm hoping that you will give the party. Second time, third time also if you don't give, then friendship breaks. This is the gross friendship called kama. From there we have to rise to the next level. That is the real friendship. As the proverb goes, what it says, a friend in need is a friend indeed. That you go on giving and giving and giving without expecting anything in return. Why I gave? There is a lot of happiness and bliss in giving. Therefore I give. Without expecting any return, come to this thing. This is called the prema bhava. So prema is featured by giving and giving without expecting any return. A lot of people give the donations. When they give the donation, okay, I'm going to build this building, how much money you need? And we'll say, okay, it will need some 2 crores. Then, can you put my name, a big board, with my name, my wife's name, my parents' name, my children's name, everything should come. Then I will give you. So this is not the real giving. So we have, for example, Birlajis. Birlas have developed beautiful temples everywhere in the country, and they maintain it very well. And what is the temple name? Birla Temple. Birla Temple. You do not know what God is there inside. This is bartering money for name and fame. So this is not yet the prema bhava. It is still the kama. Whereas, if you give without expecting any return, for example, our Mangal Mandir, 1989, we were in Africa, in Kenya, and we were appealing that we want to build a nice auditorium. Can you give the money? There was a person who was there, said, okay, how much it cost? At the time, he said it cost 61 lakhs. Okay, I will give 65 lakhs. I will give. But one condition. Yes, sir. What is the condition you want? You can put your name, this thing, whatever you want, we'll do that. No problem. No. Nowhere my name should come. If you want, you can put the photo of the Mangala, Devi's photo you can put there, and that's all I want. This is the real dimension of prema bhava. Giving without expecting any return. So we had to raise from first level, kama, to the prema level, giving and giving. Then comes to the next level, called the bhakti. In bhakti, not only you give without expecting in return, but slowly the ego may come up. So ego is the biggest problem Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. Mada is Ahankara. All the problems of the Asuri Sampatti is featured in Ahankara. Ahankara is the ego, the Mada. So, everywhere I should be there. Krishna beautifully described Dambha, Darpa, Ahankara. So, various ways by which Ahankara shows up. A person who is giving and giving, a rich person, he has got this thing, everything, and he gives. But everywhere, his name should be there. Dambha. Or a person who has got power, he has got education, power, money, everything, and he treats everybody as a person who is treating like a grass servant. Everywhere he is a bureaucrat. Everybody should be on my thumb. Nobody should do anything without my order. Even a grass should not move without my order. Not thrunamupi chalati. Darpa. Then Ahankara. A person doesn't have money, he doesn't have power, he doesn't have education, but still he wants to show off. Everywhere he goes on telling, I met this minister, I met that minister, I met this MP, I met this prime minister, goes on babbling. Empty vessels make noise. So these are the three types by which the Ahankara comes up. Tamasic, Rajasic, and the Sattvic Ahankara. All this had to be overcome. Therefore, what is to be done? Surrender. So, Bhakti is prema plus surrender. To surrender is very difficult because we think that we are giving up our ego. If you surrender, all my capacities will go away. Wrong. Swami Vivekananda said, this is your wrong notion. By giving up ego, surrender, you are going to expand. So he defined surrender as expansion. Surrender is not constriction, surrender is expansion. You are going to expand your personality by surrender. Don't think that by giving up your ego, you are going to become petty, you are going to become small, all your capacities will go away. Wrong. You should see that in surrender, it's going to expand your personality. You're going to rise from your normal to become great human beings, superhuman beings. Surrender. So, surrender is the key essence. Then surrender to whom? Surrender to your Ishtadevata. Everybody should have your own Ishtadevata. How many have Ishtadevata? Anybody has your own Ishtadevata? Good. If you don't have your own Ishtadevata, that is the god or goddess of your choice, you can choose. Earlier times, there used to be great gurus who would find out which is the best god or goddess whom you should worship. They will find out. Because such powers they used to have. But today we don't have such people. What is to be done? You choose your own Ishtadevata. Depending on what you want to become in life. You want to be very, very strong physically. You want to be a great runner. You want to be a great athlete. Hanuman is the idea. You want to be very rich, full of power, billionaire you want to become. Who is the goddess? Lakshmi, goddess Lakshmi. You want to be full of wisdom, knowledge, and growth, knowledge of everything. Saraswati. You want to be an ideal human being, Sri Rama. You want to be the greatest of the perfect human being, Krishna Bhagavan. You want to be an embodiment of love, Christ. You want to be a person of giving and giving and giving, serving everybody, Muhammad. Choose any of these gods or goddesses. In our country, we have millions of gods and goddesses. Choose anybody, whomever you want. But many people, some people come and say, I don't believe in God or goddess. I don't know whether there are gods and goddesses. Okay, doesn't matter. Who is your role model? Your father, your grandfather, your wife, your husband, a scientist, engineer, philanthropist, Nobel laureate, whomever you like, great engineer, Saram Visheshwaraya, anybody, Einstein, whomever is our role model, take them. That is the Ishtadevata. So you have to choose your Ishtadevata. That's very important. What is the result of that? You choose your Ishtadevata and surrender. How to surrender? What are the pros of surrender? Surrender is a process of tuning. Surrender is a process of expansion. So to tune to those vibrations. For example, you have a radio. You tune your radio to BBC station. All the information from BBC is going to come to you through the radio. So you go and then tune a channel in your TV. You channelize. You tune yourself to the TV. You got all the things which are going on in the channel there. So surrender is that way tuning. Surrender is a process of tuning yourself to that thing. So how to tune? Our ancient masters found a easy way of that called japa. Go on repeating that. So when you want to tune, what you have to do? You have to go on having the same frequency. Go on adjusting your radio to the same frequency. Similarly, your mind should be tuned to that particular frequency, that particular band of your Ishtadevata. For that, go on repeating. So, some people say, I don't have this thing. Okay, choose Om. Om is the ultimate reality. Om is the one from where the whole universe has come. Om is our original state. Choose Om. Om, 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 Om. Go on repeating Om continuously. But the mind will get distracted. Again, you come back, go on doing it. How many times? 108 times, 1008 times, 1 lakh, and go on doing it more and more continuously. A crore, 10 crores. Some people take japa. I'm going to have 10 crore japa. Now Ramnami is coming, Sri Ram. Our Auntie Lakshmi, Lakshmi Mataji, she was having the Rama japa. So she went on repeating. In the mind distracts. Therefore, what is termed Likhita Japa. You go on writing. Ram. Every day you write. 1008 times you write in the beginning. Then every day you write 10,000 times. Spend more time doing this thing. The mind, is very distracted. And Arjuna says to Krishna, you see that you tune your mind to ultimate reality. Look at my mind. It is so haphazard. Chanchalam himana Krishna, pramati balvadradam. It vayoriva sudushkaram. It runs right like a wind. Vikshipta, randomness, haphazardness is the characteristic of the mind, the monkey mind. How to do that? Abhyasa. Every day go on practicing. Little by little. Start with only doing 108 times the japa. Maybe 1008. Then 1 lakh. So Lakshmi Auntie went on writing. 1 crore japa he wrote. That is writing. That's called the Likhita Japa. Then you repeat loudly. Vachika Japa. Om Shri Ram, Shri Ram, 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 Ram. So that mind slowly starts coming. Then you go to the Manasika Japa. Manasika Japa is in the mind. Go on repeating Om, Om, Om in the mind. So this is how you move from the gross to the subtle, from the physical, Likhita Japa, to the Vachika Japa, then to the Manasika Japa. So somebody asked, how long I should do this thing? Bhakti says, not easy, depends on where you are, how much is your Asuri Sampat, how much your Daivi Sampat, depending on that. You know. So to Dirgha Kala, Nairantarya, Satkara Sevito Drudabhumihi. It may take a long time. How long? Maybe years and years. You know. But if you're already in an elevated state, of highly developed Daivi Sampat, you know, just you stay there, go on repeating, mind stays in that. You know, doesn't get distracted. So it depends on what state you are, what I call as initial condition. How to reach there, depending on where you are. Therefore, how far are you from Delhi? If you are from Bangalore to Delhi, so much time it takes. If you are in Hyderabad, it takes smaller time. If you are already in Nagpur, it will take much less time. If you are in Bhopal, still less time. So depending on where you are, how near to the ultimate, it takes less time or more time. So each one of us have our own initial state. How much of Daivi Sampat, how much of Asuri Sampat? If the Asuri Sampat is more, 80%, whole life you may not be able to get to this good state. There have many people come to me and tell, sir, I've been practicing this thing, yoga, particularly Japan, meditation. I am sitting every day, I'm practicing for 20 years. But still my mind goes on wandering. It will not come into the picture. Because Asuri Sampad is very high. Emotional savory is very high. Therefore, depending on where you are, it takes less time or more time. Some great person says, Ramana Maharshi was there. He just that the mind becomes silent, calm, silent, continuously in tune. So it depends on your initial condition, how long it takes. So you have to find out how much of Asuri Sampata I have. So japa is the process of surrender. What is the culmination of that? It's called Sakshatkara. Sakshatkara is God realization. God realization in flesh and blood. Is it ever possible? People thought it's impossible. So in the earlier times, we had great epic characters, Hanuman, What were they doing when he was Hanuman? How he was doing this thing? Continuously he was doing the japa. When we were doing the japa, what was happening? Rom mein Ramana ho raha tha uska. So what does it mean? When you tune yourself, the whole body picks up the vibration. That's what is called as resonance. In scientific terms, it's called resonance. When you match the frequency of your thing with the frequency of the god or goddess that you have, then there is a resonance that takes place. What happens? From toes to head, you start feeling the vibrations. So when you do the japa, what should happen? When you go on repeating, it's not only in the throat or only in the mind. The whole body should vibrate continuously. So tad japaha tad artha bhavanam, Patanjali calls. When you do the japa should be done from every cell in the body. That the vibrations, resonance, tuning that take place. So that's what should happen in the whole thing. So how to do this? Right from childhood, we should develop. So we started our school in Arunachal Pradesh. Arunachal Pradesh is the northeast portion, northeast dimension. There, for all our children, we started teaching this dimension. Morning, they do pratasparan, then this thing, and meditation. So, our children started learning these things. I went once, there were 300 children, all were sitting nicely. They started with Bhagavad Gita chanting, very beautiful. Such synchronization, I was very happy. Then after the Gita chanting, they said, let us all meditate. And everybody sat in silence, pin drop silence. 5 minutes over, 10 minutes over, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. They were all sitting like a statue. I was very happy. At the end, we had the Shanti Mantra. It got completed. Please sit down. It's very important. Don't go. Then at the end, I called one of the boys. Hey, you're sitting like a statue, unmoving. What were you doing? He said, sir, for me, my Ishtadevata is Swami Vivekananda. And when I sit there, I go on repeating Vivekananda's name. And the mind continuously stays in that beautiful statue in Kanyakumari. The beautiful statue of Swami Vivekananda. So sit there. And I do not know how the time passes. You said 20 minutes. I didn't know. I called another boy. What are you doing? That for me, Hanuman. Hanuman is my Ishtadevata. I sit and Hanuman picture comes, his murti comes, and I remember all the grand things that Hanuman did, and my mind fully is absorbed. Another boy. For me, Saraswati. I want to become number one. First rank I have to get. Therefore, Saraswati is my Ishtadevata. Everybody had their own different god or goddesses. Another boy is a Christian. He says, for me, Christ is my Ishtadevata. Every day I sit there and his beautiful picture of Christ and the wonderful thing that he had done in life. You are doing that. Everybody had their own this thing. Every day this was being done. What is the result of that? All our children started growing so wonderfully well. Their memory started improving tremendously. IQ increased and they started topping the list. Apart from that, personality grew. Normally we used to take every year for a hike. It's all in Himalayan mountain region, Arunachal Pradesh. And all children we used to take. Once I also joined them. We had almost about 120 boys that day. They're all very enthusiastic for going the hike on the mountain, which they're all thrilled. Therefore, they finish their morning prayer and other things. Then they have early breakfast and pack a lot of good morning this thing. And they take also small, instrument to cut the grass and other things. Because there is no road to go. A lot of thorn and other things are there. You have to cut and dig and this thing, make way and then you have to go. The whole track is about 3 to 4 hours to go to the top. So I also started going and people started doing that and then making way and they started going up and up. Then after about half an hour, there's a young boy who was only 8 years old. He just came to the teacher. Didi. All our teachers are like sisters, Didi, I'm feeling very, very tired, Today I had some stomach upset. Therefore, I cannot go anywhere. I will sit here. Doesn't matter. I'm used to sitting here. So you people go. And when you come back, I will join you. They said. Then our teacher said, okay, come on, sit here. Nicely made us sit. Then caress. Who is your Ishtadevata? Who is your god or goddess? Why did they? Don't you know? He pulled out a picture. Hanuman. Oh, Hanuman. Then you sit and meditate. You sit, do the japa. Then Hanuman will give you all the strength. Then he sits there and go on repeating. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. He jumps up, starts running up. Before other people reach the top, he reaches the top. This is the power of the surrender. This is the power of this thing. So all of you should have this thing. That will be a wonderful anchor in life. We all face a lot of challenges. Everything you can overcome. You will have all the powerful power that you will have for doing these things. So as student of this university, we say that everybody should have the Ishtadevata and do the japa, do the things that you do that. Even if you don't reach the Sakshatkara, it will give you all the necessary strength. You will never get depressed. You will never get into dementia and all other things, It will be full of power, It will be an anchor in your life. It is the greatest support. You don't have to depend on anybody else. Your Ishtadevata will be your power. That is the thing that we have to do. Otherwise, what is happening? The children are getting lured. Drug addictions and other things, suffering, ADHD and then all things that are happening. Why? They don't have their Ishtadevata. In the name of freedom, they don't care for anybody. And people do not bother about parents, about father or mother or brothers. Even for the professors or lecturers, they don't care. They will be sitting like this thing and doing things. They will be smoking and they will be drinking even in the classes also. Why? We are the free bird. We don't have to care for anybody. America, the watchword is freedom. We are free birds. Fine, okay. But what has happened? In the name of freedom turned itself into license. They have become slaves to their emotions. They have become slaves to the sense pleasures and getting lost. By the time a student completes his 10th class in America, which is called as a graduation, they would have tested either a minor or a major psychedelic drug. What will be the result? Even with 0.1% of the children getting stuck with drugs, life is ruined. So 8 years back, we had a big international conference in Harvard University. We organized that in Boston. All the top experts who had done research in drug addiction had come there to present their work. They all got big grants from National Institute of Health. They got $5 million, $10 million for doing the research. And they published papers. When they came and presented, at the end of it, what is the result? We have no solution. The theme of the conference was whether yoga can help in bringing this thing. So everybody was asking, in the panel discussion, they asked us, can yoga help? That was the condition. So the organizers took us to a neighboring town, a small town next to Boston, only about 1 hour journey from there. Small town, only about 15,000 people in that one. They have got 5 drug de-addiction centers. 25% of the people in that town are drug addicts, known for drug addiction, And every drug de-addiction center we went around and saw. And 50, 100, 150 people are there. And they were being treated. They stay for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months they stay. When they improve, the people say, okay, now we can go back and merge with the society. They are sent out. Within 15 days, they come back. The governor of the town, that area, they met us. He was literally crying. They're spending millions of dollars, $2 million, $5 million, $10 million in every center. We have no solution. No. What is happening? What is happening? No. So they asked whether we can do something by yoga. Why this has happened? Because they don't have an anchor. They don't know how to deal with the emotions. They don't have gods or goddess. They don't have role models. They think we are the role models. Okay, but what happened? In the name of freedom, they have turned wrecks. So we started introducing yoga there. They said, we'll have some yoga teachers who will start teaching. It started improving. In the meantime, COVID came and then we don't know what has happened recently and so on. So yoga is the solution because yoga gives us the technique, the Bhakti yoga. What is to be done? Therefore, my appeal to all of you, as students, please choose your Ishtadevata if you don't have chosen, depending on what you want to do. And once you have this thing, every day you must practice. Morning, as soon as you get up, you must do that. What Shankaracharya says, Pratasmarami hrudi sanspuradatma tattvam Satyat sukham paramaham sagatim turiyam Yat swapna jagara sushuptim avaiti nityam Tad brahma nishkaramaham nacha bhuta sangaha. As soon as you get up in the morning, remember your ultimate reality. I am that infinite power, infinite knowledge, infinite power, infinite freedom, infinite bliss I am. And your Ishtadevata, go on repeating the japa. Om, Om, Om. Depending on what you have decided, 108 times, 1008 times, you do that. Before you start anything else, get up in the morning and do that. Similarly, the night before you sleep, go on doing the japa of your Ishtadevata and pray to your Ishtadevata, your Lord, your role model, to give you all the strength, power, freedom, and bliss to make yourself grow more and more, more and more. Yoga is not merely doing asana or this thing. That is one part of Raj Yoga. Good, needed. But people think that yoga is only asanas. It's a physical exercise. Far from it. Yoga is a science of holistic living. It's a way of life in which you gain mastery over the emotions in the Bhakti Yoga. Therefore, this is the topic that has been brought forth in the 18 verses by Krishna Bhagavan in the Bhagavad Gita. So we have selected these verses and we have concluded these things. So with that, we pray to Lord Krishna. Krishna is the Guru of the whole creation. And Mukam Vacharam Karoti. Pangum Girim Langhayati. His grace, if you go on repeating this thing, what is going to happen? His Kripa, His grace is going to turn us to the higher thing. A dumb becomes a great orator. A lame climbs the Himalayan peaks. Such is the power that you can, when you tune yourself, all that power is going to come to you. That is the thing that happens. So we do salutations. Salutations is tuning, resonating with the consciousness of Krishna. So 4 types of people come to me, says Krishna. Chaturvidha bhajante mam. Repeat. Chaturvidha bhajante mam. Jana Sukrutinarjuna.
Arjuna.
O Jignasurartharthi.
Jigyanusarthi.
Nari cha Bharatashabha. Four types of people come into this line. Krishna says, Artha, Jignaso, Artharthi, Gnani. Who is the Artha? Who is in distress? No? He diagnosed as cancer, days are numbered. Oh, what to do, what to do? No? You will go into Tirupati to worship. No? In Kannada, there is a proverb, Sankata Bandaga Venkatramana. No? So, that is the Artha. When you have distress, you go to God. Until then, you are supreme being yourself. Jignaso, a person who has curiosity. Oh, nowadays so many people are going to yoga. What is happening there? 50,000 people come for Swami Ramdev's thing so early in the morning. Let me see what is going to happen. Jignaso. Artharthi. Nowadays, even the IT has started coming down. So let me see whether I can make good money by using yoga. Gnani, a person who is in real thought for this thing. Chaturvada bhajante mom. A small story of a baker called Jackie to end today's session. In a quaint town of Bhaktipur, there's a beautiful town called Bhaktipur. There's misty hills, beautiful hills surrounding everywhere. There whispered rumors of a peculiar mystery. What is the mystery? It was said that there was a temple, an ancient temple bell, it rang in the night, in the midnight, every day at 12 o'clock, it is going to ring. And also it echoes the secrets of the past. All the past things are there, it is going to echo. That's it. Artha, he was burdened by sorrow after the loss of her beloved grandmother, sought solace in the rhythms of these temple bells. He thought, okay, let me go there and see whether I can get solace from these things, he thought. There was a Jignasu, a curiosity boy, who was intrigued by the mystical aura surrounding the bell's midnight toll. So he said, let me go there and see what is going to happen. Curious, very curious, the boy called Jignasu. Artharthi, a merchant plagued by greed to add his riches. He was already rich. He was doing very well. But he thought, if I go there, maybe I will get some secret. Hope to find some hidden treasure in the depths of the temple's mysteries. Let me see whether I can get. He was greedy. The Gnani, a seeker of truth and enlightenment, he sensed a calling to something beyond the material realm. He said, let me see, there is some mystery which will take you to the higher realm. All these four persons, Artha, Jignasu, Artharthi, and Gnani. One moonlit light, the four friends, united by their shared curiosity, crept through the shadowed street of Bhaktipur. They started going in the night. They started going slowly. Their hearts pounded with anticipation as they approached the ancient temple. What is going to be the mystery? What we are going to get? What is all curiosity? The hearts were all pounded by the emotions. And in the evening times, whether they will get a devil or pishacha or what is going to happen there, anything can happen there. Its spires reaching towards the star-studded sky. They started seeing beautiful stars that are there in the sky. They started moving towards the temple, all four of them. As the clock struck 12, they were near the temple, and the bell's melodious chime shattered the silence, reverberating through the sleepy town. Started ringing. Yet, instead of expected echoes of ancient secrets, they heard something unexpected. Laughter, big laughter, mirthful and mischievous. They were hoping some mysteries are going to be told. But what did they do? Big laugh, and mischievous. So their curiosity picked. The friends followed the sound. Where the sound coming from? They started looking, putting on the torch and others, leading them to the temple courtyard. They come to the courtyard, they see the big thing. They found town's mischievous baker, Jackie. What he was doing in the temple, he has gone up atop of the temple and he was putting the bell's rope with a mischievous grin. He was doing that. The bells were not ringing by themselves. This fellow, Jackie, he went on pulling things every day in the night. A baker's dozen of secrets. Jackie chuckled, his laughter echoing in the nighty air. Oh, you were telling, this is my joke. This is the dozen of secrets that I'm going to give you. So their astonishment quickly gave way to laughter. They all started laughing and laughing. And relief as they realized the source of the mysterious bell tolling. Oh, we thought temple bell is ringing by themselves, but this fellow, every day he goes and then does this thing. As Jackie regaled them with secrets of emotions of his late night escapades, the four friends found themselves sharing stories of their own journeys. They were all very joyful, sitting there and standing in the temple courtyard, and they started sharing their own experiences, their own life, and their joys, sorrows, and the yearning for something greater that had brought them together. They started becoming good friends doing that. At that moment, beneath the canopy of the stars, they discovered that sometimes the mysteries of life unfold with a touch of humor, leaving them with a tale to cherish and a bond strengthened by shared laughter. They were all sitting, sharing the beautiful expanded vision of the stars in the sky, blue sky, and the stars coming there. They were all sitting and meditating, and they started finding wonderful joy and happiness and bliss. They came together. Then they thought, yes, in life, something like this happens unexpectedly. And as they returned home, the echoes of Jackie's wisdom mingled with laughter and the gentle peal of the temple bells, a reminder that even in the most unexpected places, joy and enlightenment await those who seek them. So where you get this knowledge, where you get enlightenment, where you get the sakshatkara is all hidden. That could be very mysterious. So these four people all got to those dimensions. That is the dimension. And we'll continue this in the next week with a second shloka, which we'll repeat, and then we'll close. Teja Kshama Dhrutihi Shaucham Teja Kshama Dhruti Shaucham Adroho Natimanitha Bhavanti Sampadam Daivim Abhijatasya Bharata. That second shloka we'll take up next Saturday. Thank you. Very good. So, a number of people, and thank you. Let's see whether they have put any questions. Chat box. Sujata, thank you.
Stop now.
Please send your question in this chat box. Guruji will answer at the end. What is the difference between Saguna and Nirguna Brahma, and whom should we meditate? Saguna is the object that is God or Goddess, and Brahma, Saguna Brahma is the ultimate reality manifested in the form of this creation. That is Sopadika Brahma or Saguna Brahma. Nirguna Brahma or Nirakara Brahma is the pure consciousness that is beyond the physical, subtle, and others. So you can choose. Krishna says it is more difficult to worship Nirakara Brahma. Therefore, you can choose Saguna Brahma. Any god or goddess in form, it is easy for you. Therefore, you can choose that one. That's what he says. Is there a method to know the amount of Daivi Sampat and Asuri Sampat present in us? So, our psychologists are developing a questionnaire, just like the Trigona questionnaire which is there. And at the present, you can take Triguna questionnaire and find out how much of Tamas, Rajas, and Sattva are there. Tamo Rajas is the Asuri Sampat, and Sattva Rajas is the Daivi Sampat you can use. Can you elaborate more on Prema, Kama, sacrifice? Yes, this we are going to take up in the next class. Thanks for this beautiful session. Always so much to take home after listening to you. Thank you, Sonia. All the best. So with that, we'll close today's session with Shanti Mantra. Sarve bhavantu sukhinoh, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you. We'll meet next Saturday, 7 a.m. Dhanyavad.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you,
Namaste.
Guruji,
Thank
for
you.
letting us listen to you. Thank you so much.
Namaste, Govind Sharma ji. Jiro Madhav, Sham Sundar, Sonia.